Good evening and welcome to the briefing room. I'm Madhavdas G. Ladies and gentlemen, today we focus on Pakistan, which has exposed its real face once again. We're talking about multiple developments that once again put Pakistan on the mat. And this time, they have nowhere to hide. Imagine the state of affairs in the country when a former minister of the country calls himself the follower and servant of Hafiz Saeed, a UN-designated terrorist. Not just that. A United Nations report has now nailed the role of Al-Qaeda-linked outfits for the Red Fort blast in the heart of India's national capital in 2025. And today, we tell you how this faction of the Al-Qaeda also has its roots in Pakistan. And finally, we'll tell you about how Shehbaz Sharif is losing grip in PoK, the territory that Pakistan still continues to illegally occupy, even as the people themselves have now made it clear that they are fed up with the Pakistan regime. Also, of course, we've seen constant trouble for Pakistan in Balochistan, and this is what leads us to ask, is Terroristan completely losing the plot? Let's begin with a UN report that exposes Pakistan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations Security Council report has put AQIS, or Al-Qaeda in the Indian Subcontinent, an offshoot of LET, directly into focus over the November 2025 Red Fort attack. This report identifies AQIS as a growing regional terror entity, operating through small scattered cells and increasingly difficult to track financial networks. The report also flags fears of AQIS exploiting Bangladesh to establish new cells. So what exactly is Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent? Established in 2014 under Asim Umar, AQIS was created as Al-Qaeda's South Asian branch by bringing together existing regional factions. Its stated purpose is to expand Al-Qaeda's terror network and operations across the region. Now, Pakistan's terror landscape is far more fragmented today than one single group, with outfits pursuing global, Afghan, India-centric, domestic, and even sectarian agendas, as per the Congressional Research Service 2024 report. A non-partisan research arm of the US Congress, which has put out all of this information. We're going to try and get you what exactly they're talking about. They're talking about globally oriented outfits. This includes Al-Qaeda and Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent, or AQIS. Islamic State Khorasan province, or ISKP, and ISSK is also amongst these particular set of outfits. There's also, of course, the Afghan-oriented groups. Now, this is the Afghan Taliban, the Haqqani network, and apart from the Afghan focus, there's also the India, Kashmir-centric groups. This includes LET, or Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, or JEM, Hizbul Mujahideen, or HM, Harkat-ul-Mujahideen, or HUM, and Harkat-ul-Jihad Islami, which is Huji, that is also part of this. And then there are domestically oriented groups targeting Pakistan, including Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or TTP. There's also Baluchistan Liberation Army, or BLA. Then there is Jundala Jaish al-Adl, or ADL. Now, there are sectarian outfits, or anti-Shia outfits, which are the Sipa-e-Sahaba Pakistan, or SSP, Lashkar-e-Jangvi, or LEJ. This is all part of the United States CS report of 2024. What are the key takeaways that are coming out of this particular report? One is that Pakistan remains a safe haven for terrorists. There are at least 12 to 14 groups designated as FTO under US law. There are also terror groups operating as state proxy networks within Pakistan. Let's now move to another glaring aspect of Pakistan's polity. Let's tell you what ex-Pakistan minister has said about United Nations designated terrorist Hafiz Saeed. Yes, he says that I'm a follower and servant of Hafiz Saeed Saab. This is Sheikh Rashid Ahmad, the next interior minister of Pakistan. He says if India turned to Pakistan, we'll crush and obliterate it. I'll start with Pakistan and Hafiz Saeed Saab is what this former interior minister or the home minister of Pakistan has actually come out to say. Viewers, let's also tell you who's Hafiz Saeed, who's a renowned terrorist. There's no need to introduce him, but let's tell you which are the attacks that he's been directly associated with. He's, of course, the founder of proscribed terror group LET, mastermind behind the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack, designated global terrorist by India, as well as United Nations, also key orchestrator of the anti-India proxy war, multiple terror funding convictions in Pakistan itself, that Hafiz Saeed faces. His terror dossier runs deep. His network has been linked to some of the deadliest attacks on Indian soil, from 2000 Red Fort attack, 2001 Parliament attack, 2005 Delhi serial blast, 2006 Mumbai train bombings, and of course 26/11 in Mumbai, the terror siege that killed 166 people. The trail continued with the 2015 Udhampur BSF convoy attack as well. From terror state to POJK, where elections took place for the 45-seat Legislative Assembly in 3 phases: July 27th, August 2nd, August 10th, 2026. The entire electoral cycle has been heavily marred by civilian unrest, violent clashes with Pakistani security forces. So is Shehbaz Sharif losing the plot as his forces unleash terror on POJK citizens? Let's tell you what's actually happening on ground. The first factor: Shehbaz's party is struggling to cross the halfway mark. The second, PPP accuses Shehbaz Sharif of rigging these elections. Third, deadly clashes and internet blackout have marred the elections there. Factor 4, irregularities prompt repolling in 23 stations in PoK. Let's quickly open this up and take it across to our guests who are joining us. With us is Sushant Sareen, who's a senior fellow of ORF. We have with us Amar Mustakhan, who is a Baluchi activist with us. Major Nadeem, Pakistan defense analyst, joins us. We have Fakhar Yusuf Zai, who's a senior Pakistan journalist, joining us at the moment. Fakhar Yusuf Zai, since the last time you were on the show, that time I think the toll in POJK was around 30 to 40, if I'm not mistaken. It's over 100 by multiple accounts. The PPP says that the elections are completely rigged. What's going on in POJK, and why has Pakistan not been able to curtail the law and order situation?
Actually, I think so. The Kashmir situation and the people of Kashmir are not accepting these elections. I think so. If they are not accepting, who am I that I am saying that we have conducted an election over there? I think so. This is because the will of the people of Kashmir. If they are voting to someone, the turnout around about 40 or 50%, of course, there will be election. And as you said, that the Pakistan People's Party is claiming that the election was rigged, and they are a coalition partner with the Shehbaz Sharif government in Islamabad. This is hypocrisy, I think, so I will say that. Because in Kashmir, they are against each other, and here they are sharing the government privileges in Islamabad. But as well as the Kashmir issue or the election or the protest of the Awami Action Committee is concerned, they are still there. Almost they have crossed 70 days. They are sitting in Rawla Court. The protest is not only in Rawla Court, because in other areas the people are coming in the streets, especially the women are very active in this protest. And it's I will say that it's very strange that the women and the children, especially the school-going girls and boys, are participating in this protest. Therefore, Pakistan, we are saying this from last couple of months. I will say that from couple of years, that you should carefully handle this issue. If you will use the power over there in Kashmir, the situation will be out of control, I think so. And they are peaceful protesters, I think so. They are protesting for their rights. Of course, the government is bound to talk with them, and if they are claiming some allegation against the Awami Action Committee, I think so. The international media have done with job, and they have bulldozed all these things. And this
okay,
is,
let's bring in Major Nadeem. Major Nadeem, POJK out of hand, Baluchistan completely out of control. What's happening in Pakistan? Is the government, is the military completely losing control over large swaths of Pakistani territory? Please unmute yourself and speak.
Sorry. Pakistan is celebrating its 79th anniversary, right? With zeal and commitment, and we are enjoying.
By killing people in POJK? That's how you're celebrating?
No, because the countries are lined up to have an agreement for mutual defense with us. And they are asking, they are begging, they are coming one by one. And they are saying, please give us the umbrella, the nuclear umbrella, and protect us. Please come and have hand with us. Please bring your forces in our country.
Major
Pakistan
Nadeem,
has already completed
Major Nadeem,
its
we all know what you
deployment
did with your
Saudi
pact
Arabia.
with Saudi Arabia. You quickly started dropping bombs on Afghanistan because you did not dare drop a nuclear weapon on Iran to protect Saudi Arabia. What did you do to that defense pact? You dishonored it. Your credibility is zero. You made a defense, you made a pact, a peace pact with Iran and US, which has also collapsed. So what is your international standing?
Our defense pact is not at all against any Muslim country. Okay? The countries for which we are doing this defense, they know it very well. You people also, Sushant Sareen Saab also know that this defense is against what? Okay? It is not against Iran, right? It is not against any Muslim country. Rather, all the Muslim
So if
countries...
Turkey and Greece have a problem tomorrow, you will bomb Greece because it's not a Muslim country. Are you saying that?
No. We are this first of
No,
all.
your logic is that you will not bomb Muslim countries. So say that you will bomb Greece. Tell us.
First of all, please note down that this agreement, this mutual defense agreement, is not at all against any country, any individual.
So what is a defense agreement then? If you're not going to come to that country's rescue, why have the agreement?
Any country other than the Islamic country, any country, and you know who I'm talking about, which country, okay, who are included in that country, the father and mother country, you know it very well. Any country other than the Islamic country attack, okay, on any of these three countries.
Yes, any other country, so that means you will bomb your own civilians because you have nowhere else to bomb. You're the only country that is known to do that, using F-16s.
No, we don't bomb our civilians.
Baluchistan mein kab kiya aapne? When did you use those fighters in Baluchistan?
If there is insurgency, if they will fire on us, we will fire on them. It is tit for tat. If they kill our soldiers...
So you will not fire on any other country, you will use those firearms and weapons on your own citizen Baluchistan. Let me bring in Mr. Musti Khan to come in on that. Mr. Musti Khan, you agree with this logic? I think Pakistan must be the only country that uses fighter jets against its own citizens. I don't think there's any other example I can think of.
Namaskar. A military that uses aircraft against its own civilians have mentally accepted defeat. They have been confined to the barracks in Balochistan. The Baluch, brave, valiant youths, young men and women, they have now decided enough is enough of this Punjabi jihadi terrorism on their homeland. The Punjabi jihadists have no concept of mine and thine. They have no concept of where the boundaries of Punjab end. They think Balochistan is their father's rose garden. They will only receive their dead bodies if they come into our homeland with American and Chinese arms. They have humiliated us. They have looted us. They have destroyed us. They have given us nothing but insult. Heaped insult upon insult. The British said, respect the Baluch. And they have forcibly abducted 16 of our women. We are not going to forget this. My call to the Baluch young people is resist. We are going to resist and we are going to defeat them. I will say one thing here, please bear with me. It is our misfortune that Pakistan neighbor is not Israel, but India. Had Israel been our neighbor, Balochistan would have been freed decades ago.
All right. That's a subject of another debate. But let me quickly bring in Sushant Sareen. Sushant Sareen, you know what the United Nations has said today, you know, about the role of AQIS as far as the Red Fort attack is concerned. You know, it's really, you know, it's nothing surprising the fact that you all know where Osama bin Laden was finally killed and what the role of AQIS has been, which groups it has been associated with, LET, so on and so forth. But the point is today, you know, everyone, the whole world but Pakistan is aware of its own role in spreading terror. And I'm sure Major Nadeem will defend that or deny that report also.
I don't think they deny the report. They will accept it in parts, the parts where they have contributed to that report about TTP. which is clearly written by the Pakistanis themselves. But I think it was very interesting what Major Nadeem was saying. I don't know if that is official policy, because if it is, then suddenly I think this whole Makkah Pact is a load of nonsense. Because Major Nadeem says that Pakistan is extending its nuclear umbrella to the Islamic world. Really? Is that the official policy? Or is it just a figment of Major Nadeem's own imagination and his own wet dreams that they are extending this? Because there are serious implications. I wish he would clarify about this nuclear umbrella, because people senior than him in the government have been taking pains to say that no, our nuclear weapons are only for us, not for sharing. But now he is saying that we are extending this to the entire Islamic world. In any case, when he says that that particular pact is not aimed against any Islamic country, I hope the Saudis know that if there is a conflict between Saudi Arabia and Iran, that they cannot expect Pakistan to enter on the Saudi side, because it seems that the Saudis are actually banking upon Pakistan. Not that the Pakistanis have ever jumped in the defense of the Saudis, and there are multiple instances where they've dished the Saudis when push came to shove. But in this particular case, what are they going to do? They're going to tell the Saudis, you're on your own if there is some untoward incident between Iran and Saudi Arabia, or some other Islamic country and Saudi Arabia. It cannot be against Israel, because Israel has absolutely no beef with the Saudis. In the Israelis and the Saudis, if the optics were correct, they would very much like to normalize relations. In fact, they were moving in that direction until October 7th happened. They were progressing in that direction, and IMEC was one of the things that would have brought them closer together.
Okay.
So it's not Israel is against Saudi Arabia. So whom is this alliance against, and which are the countries the beeline, and what are the Pakistanis going to do for them?
Respond to that. Yeah. I want Major Nadeem to respond to that. Major Nadeem, respond. What is Pakistan going to do? Have you declared, something beyond what is Pakistan's official policy? And answer the question of AQIS. Not only is it an offshoot of LET, it's also, the backbone of other groups, including the Ittihad-ul-Mujahideen Pakistan, or IMT, which has been responsible for multiple attacks.
We ourselves are in war with Al-Qaeda, the ISIS, the AQIS, the DLA, all these terrorist organizations which are the banned outfit, right? We are,
which you created, by the way.
It's your country. It is your country.
All you have created, all your creations, including Hafiz Saeed. Your own minister is admitting it today. Your own former interior minister says Hafiz Saeed Saab is an inspiration.
Not our creation. I am talking about ISIS. I am talking about Al-Qaeda. It is not at all. It has nothing to do with Pakistan, right? And AQIS, I'm talking about these banned outfits, and these are...
Where was the Al-Qaeda chief found, sir? Where was he killed? Where was Osama bin Laden killed?
I don't know. Nobody has shown...
Oh, you don't know? Wow. How innocent.
Yes,
wow. Why are you on a debate?
Sirji,
you are a major in the army. You don't know what happened in Abbottabad in 2011.
Madhav Saab, it was just a claim.
It was a claim.
Never proved.
So the President of the United States was lying.
Okay,
the whole world is lying. My God, there's a limit. There's a limit to being blinkered and living under a rock.
Yes.
Major Nadeem, your arguments can't be so ridiculously out of tune what the whole world knows. Admit it. That Al-Qaeda's originator, the founder of Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden, was found in Abbottabad. Your own government has admitted it. Are you calling your own government a liar?
Anybody can hide anywhere, first of all. Moreover, there is no credible evidence except the statements, right? There is no proof except the statement by the US, by any other country, by India and all these things. No.
Forget India, sir. Are you saying United States is lying? Sushant Sareen is laughing. Sushant Sareen, I find it amazing. I don't know what he has been speaking this evening, but Sushant Sareen, would you like to respond to him? He says there's no proof that Osama bin Laden was killed in Abbottabad.
I follow Pakistan very closely, and this kind of nonsense doesn't come as any surprise to me, because every time they're caught with their pants down, they make these kind of excuses and conjure up these silly conspiracy theories which they try and spread. So ask him who carried out 9/11. He'll probably tell you that it was the Jews who did it. right? You ask him who did 26/11, even though their own cops have come out with evidence that 26/11 was planned by the LET and others, he will say that that is a false flag operation. You ask him anything, they'll conjure up some conspiracy theory and peddle some nonsense and think that they are sounding credible. This does not come as a surprise to me. As far as ISIS is concerned, there are very, very credible reports that in Balochistan, for example, the Pakistani state has used ISKP to fight against not only the Baloch freedom fighters, but also against elements of the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan who are present in the Pashtun areas of Balochistan. There are very credible reports. In fact, there are reports of clashes that have taken place between the Baloch freedom fighters, and I think anybody who calls the BLA and lumps them together with the IS or any of the other Islamist terror groups doesn't know his back from his front. Because the BLA is a liberation movement, the others are terrorist organizations. But there are documented reports of BLA conflict with ISKP in places like Mastung and others in Balochistan. So I don't know what nonsense horse manure is being spread.
No, absolute nonsense. And I want to quickly, before I go, ask Fakhar a question. Fakhar, if you have, at the end of the day, your Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid, who describes himself as Hafiz Saeed's follower and servant, your Interior Minister, calling himself a servant of a proscribed terrorist of the United Nations. Such people are going to handle your internal affairs?
Actually, Sheikh Rashid Saab is, I think so nowadays, he is irrelevant. He is only, you can see him in the old street of Rawalpindi. Maybe this will be a statement. I didn't know about that, but he can say this. I'm sure about that. That will be a statement that he is a big fan of Hafiz Saeed. Maybe it's personal statement. But as you said that the American president can tell a lie. Why not? What they did in Iraq, they killed hundreds of thousands of people.
Come on, Fakhar Yusufzai, I'm talking about the killing of Osama bin Laden. You believe Osama bin Laden was not killed in Pakistan?
I'm telling you. Yes. I'm coming there. But
don't conflate it to the current conflict.
No. You cannot claim that the American president or the British or the Germans or the Canadians cannot tell a lie. They are the big liars. I'm telling you that.
Sir, the whole world knows where Osama bin Laden was killed. Why are you in denial of that? Admit he was killed in Abbottabad.
No, I'm not going for the denial.
Can I say something, please?
Listen to me. I asked the question so many times from the Pakistani authorities that where is the Justice Iqbal report regarding the we call that the Abbottabad report regarding Osama bin Laden. Why not? We should know about that. We should know about that. What did over there on the 2nd May 2011 by the three American helicopters? They flown up from the Jalalabad and they came here under of the Pakistan Military Academy.
Okay.
This is the question.
Quick rebut from Sushant Sareen. Quick rebut.
Please give me.
Quite figure out what Mr. Yusufzai is saying. Look, yes, I think on principle, I don't take anything that the Americans say on face value. Of course, they lie. The British lie. All the white people lie, and they lie through their teeth. I don't know why we attribute, such high morals to them. But having said that, on the whole Abbottabad incident, the fact of the matter remains that if, according to Major Nadeem, Osama bin Laden is still alive, then I don't know why we haven't heard from him in the last 15 years. Because otherwise we used to routinely hear his dispatches and his orders to his cadre. Why has he gone completely silent? So this kind of nonsense should not be spread.
Okay.
I would have some modicum of intelligence in some people.
Okay.
And they should display that rather than spout this nonsense.
Well, absolutely. Multiple episodes today that have exposed Pakistan. I'm sorry, Ahmed Mustaqal, I could not come to you again. I'd like to thank all our other panelists, Sushant Sareen, Major Nadeem and Fakhar Yusufzai for joining us this evening.